Hello there. Welcome back. Let's see. Ready to kick this thing off. Get this show on the road. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Back for, make sure this is up. Welcome back. Back for part 3 of this series on why you still haven't quit. If you have been rocking with me for parts 1 and part 2, and you're back again for part 3, I thank you for being here with me. If you have watched parts 1 and part 2 already, let me know in the comments that you watched parts 1 and part 2. And if you haven't, they're up and the replays are available, and I highly recommend that you go back and you watch them. Again, this series is about why you still haven't quit, and this is part 3 in that series. If you happen to be new to me, first and foremost, I am Danielle the coach. I'm a certified life and leadership coach. I help millennial entrepreneurs get out of their own way, break up with the status quo, and unapologetically create the life of their wildest dreams. Serving who I serve in the capacity that I serve them in and why I serve them is my life joy in this season of my life. I understand what it's like to be a millennial entrepreneur with a career that I have had over a decade of experience in, and I know what it's like to hit that wall and to teeter and to straddle the fence between working in my own business and my own entrepreneurial endeavors outside of the 9 to 5 and career hustle, and also do what it takes to maintain, my status and my tenure in the professional, corporate, and or government space. I get it. I've been there, right? This is why I do the work that I do, because I know what it's like to straddle the fence, and I know how frustrating and overwhelming that can be. And I also know the benefit of having the right mindset and also the right support, the right players on your team in this season to help you overcome whatever it is that has you in limbo, because it's not fun and it's not comfortable to be in that position. So listen, if you are here with me live, do me a favor and type quit in the comments and let me know, so I can see who I have here with me. If you happen to be watching this on the replay, do me a favor and drop hashtag replay in the comments, and I'll know that you came back and caught the replay, and I'll come back and I'll show you some love as well. Before I dive into today's reason why a lot of millennial entrepreneurs still haven't quit, I want to invite you to check out a video that I created on 3 secrets to quitting with confidence, even if you don't have a solid plan in place. You can find the video at daniellethecoach.com/quit. This is not for individuals who, are just looking for a little something to do, looking for just another video to watch, not interested in doing something different with their life and or career, that are comfortable in their 9 to 5 and looking to still climb the ladder where they are. This isn't for you. This is for you if you are the person that I described a few moments ago. You are that career professional that has been killing the game in your own lane, in your career, right? You've been climbing the ladder. You are a go-to, you are a go-getter. You very likely are a leader in maybe more than one way, right? In the workspace. You got time in the game. You've been around the block a couple of times, and I mean that in a very good way, right? You have experience. You have some wisdom under your belt, right? You're no longer the new kid on the block. You haven't been for a long time. And you know the game. You know the ins and outs of it. And that's also probably a gift and a curse. Ignorance can be blissful, right? When you know things and when you see things and you learn things, it's hard to unsee them. It's hard to unknow them, right? And it causes things to be a little bit sticky and sometimes uncomfortable when you know better, right? But you might not be in the position to single-handedly do something about it. And it just causes you to really sit back and say, you know what do I want to do about this? How much longer do I want to fight this fight? And you're already either thinking about the business that you want to create, the business that you want to start, or you're already working in the business in addition to managing the craziness that is like your corporate career, your professional career. This is for you. This is for my go-getters. And when I say go-getters, I mean that in every sense of the phrase. My go-getters who know in their gut that there's something else out there for them. Where they are right now is not it. You've outgrown the space that you've known for so long. This is for you. This is for you if you sit at your desk wondering, I wonder how successful I could be if I for a living, but not just anything, something that I love. Like I just wonder. I wonder what it would be like in this season of my life, right? Having the professional experience. I'm good at what I do. I'm skilled. I'm proven. But I wonder now, but I don't love what I do, but I wonder what my life could look like, what work might look like if I actually found joy in it. Like I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of being on the hamster wheel keeping somebody else's lights on. I'm tired, right? What if that was no longer your song and dance? What if that was no longer your weekly, monthly, or annual routine, right? What if you were able to tap into some other facets of you that maybe you don't even recognize, that maybe you downplay? What if you were able to tap into those things or unearth something new, right? That absolutely makes your heart sing, brings you joy, leverages your natural talents, gifts, and abilities, serves others, and makes an impact. What if? What if you found your purpose? Or what if you tapped into your purpose if you already know it? What if you aligned yourself with your purpose and were able to monetize it and make a living off of it? What if, right? If you have had these thoughts, or if hearing me talk about this has kind of ruffled your feathers, good. You were meant to be here. You were meant to hear this, whether it's live or during the replay. This video is for you. You find it at daniellethecoach.com/quit. One more time, it's daniellethecoach.com/quit. All right. So in talking about who like that video is for, I described basically like a millennial leader, right, in the workplace. So not only are you an entrepreneur because either you are already doing business or dabbling in business or aspiring to do business, right? But you've been around, right? You have climbed the ladder, you've risen through the ranks, you've done the work, you've proven yourself, you have the connections, you have the network, right? You've done all of these things as a leader. And somebody watching this may not have a formal leadership role or title, but you are amazing because you lead from wherever you stand. You're a natural leader. You're a go-getter and you're a natural leader, right? So in thinking about my leaders who are in this space of wanting more, desiring more, like to the point where you're uncomfortable uncomfortable being uncomfortable. Something's going to have to give at some point. Something's going to absolutely have to give. And I want to share this story, and I kind of talked about it in part one of this series, but it's still relevant here as well, right? So, in my last organization, I had about 12 years in the game, right? Grew up in the organization, and I saw a lot, I've done a lot, met a lot of people up the chain as my peers, throughout the country, throughout the world. Just had lots of connects in lots of different places, just based on my storybook experience that I just was afforded and was blessed to have for the majority of my career. I mentioned in part one how I started the employee resource group for millennials in the organization, and how the group just morphed into something that is far beyond my wildest dreams, based on my initial intention for starting the group. What happened was, over time, I would invite people in my network to come in, speak to the group, share their leadership insights, management insights, just their experience in the organization insights. Um, and there was this like trickle effect, almost like pouring um, gasoline on what we were already doing. And as one person came in and spoke to us, we had a wait list of people who wanted to come in and share with us. And that wait list wasn't just um, ordinary people. I'll say it that way. I think everybody's important. Everybody has a story. But we started getting the attention of senior executive leaders that wanted to come in and speak with us. And also these senior executive leaders, I'm talking about high up the ranks, some of them I knew personally, right? And so it's just like, wow, typically I would never, ask for favors. I'm engaging with my peers. This is about us, right? Maybe one or two um, levels above me, maybe, right? But I'm not really bothering anyone. However, what I recognized was that, wow, I'm connected, right? There are people that will move mountains for me because I've been here, I have relationships, my network is working, um, all of the things, right? And it's just like, wow, we're moving and shaking. I'm moving and shaking, even though that's not why I did it, why I started the group, but things were happening for us before any of us knew it. It just blossomed into this beautiful um, group of young people who were driven, who were frustrated in some instances, maybe not even thinking about what's next, maybe jaded from pursuing leadership and management opportunities, and then starting to shift their perspective about what was next for them, right? It was just beautiful. It was something magical. I couldn't have written the story if I wanted to, or if I even tried to, way back then, right? But what it allowed me to see was just like, wow, how powerful my network was, right? How much connection I had, how I was able to make things happen within the four walls of this organization, and the impact that it had far and wide. And I don't even know if this story is doing justice to that whole experience. And that's okay, because I told you that story for a reason, because I'm going to put a bow on this third reason as to why millennial entrepreneurs still haven't quit. Before I go there, let me remind you about the free video that I mentioned earlier. So if you just hopped on, I shared that I have a free video where I talk about 3 secrets to quitting with confidence, even if you don't have a solid plan in place. Go to daniellethecoach.com/quit. daniellethecoach.com/quit. Now, the third reason why a lot of millennial entrepreneurs still haven't quit is another L word. And you know what I mean by that if you watch part 1 and part 2, is leverage. You're in a space right now where you got leverage. You got some pull, right? You got people. And just like I explained in that story, this is the main reason why I told that story, right? I shared how I called in favors. They called in favors. They called in favors, right? And it just morphed. I was able to move and shake, right? With little to no effort. You know, people knew me, I knew them, I knew the organization, I knew how things worked, I understood the politics of it, I knew when to do this and when not to do that. I had leverage, as I should have after being in an organization over 12 years and being a leader, right? So when you develop this particular type of posturing in an organization, sometimes it it can be something that pulls you in or might hold you back. Because when you step on the other side of what's familiar, it may feel like, you're starting all the way over. Who do I know? Not many people that are doing what I'm doing, right? What do I do? I'm not 100% sure. I've never done this before, right? You got 10 plus, over a decade, maybe 2 decades of experience over here. There's a certain level of comfort and confidence that you have when you move about this space. You could almost do it with your eyes closed. But now you're contemplating, letting go of what's familiar, letting go of what's known to go do something that can have impact, that can leverage your gifts in a way that they probably are not being leveraged right now, and do something that you absolutely love. There's all of this possibility, right? But the one thing that you don't have on this side, because you haven't explored it yet, is the leverage. And because that's not something that you might be carrying with you when you step outside of whatever space has been familiar and common to you up until now, it can keep you showing up as you have Monday through Friday, taking your mental health days when you need them because it's still on your nerves. You're still not comfortable. You're no longer fulfilled. The little things, are probably pissing you off. The things that happen, right? There's the little nuances, things that you used to overlook. You can't overlook it anymore. Like I said, ignorance is bliss. Wisdom is powerful. And so now you're in this space of like, man, like, what do I do? You might have conversations with friends and family. You stop really caring as much as you used to about the work. You do enough to, get by. You do enough for a satisfactory, probably performance appraisal, but you're not fighting a good fight anymore. You feel like it's not your battle. You don't care. You don't care. But you don't like not caring. That's the thing. There's some people that don't care and don't care about not caring. You don't care and you don't like that. That's just not who you are. You're a go-getter. It's like, Houston, we have a problem. But the thing is, you don't know how to get out of it, right? Or if you do, you have an idea of how to get out of it. You lack the confidence to do it for whatever reason. It could be a myriad of reasons, and I'm talking about them in this series, right? But for whatever reason, you're still there, right? The confidence is not there for you to quit. And hear me when I say this. This journey is not for everyone, but there is a subset of the career professional, the millennial career professional population that consists of millennial entrepreneurs, whether you are already moving and shaking in business, but still managing the 9 to 5, you're figuring out the business front, or you're an aspiring entrepreneur. That subset of the population who is no longer comfortable and has constantly and consistently felt the nudge to do something different. This is who I'm talking about. This isn't for everybody. It's not. It takes a certain level of will. It takes a certain level of effort to mentally and physically remove yourself from what you've known for so long and what you've considered safe and secure. It's a different process. And not only is it a different process to make the decision to quit confidently, even if you don't have everything figured out, because like I said in the other video, you will not have everything figured out. You just won't. You just won't. There's so many pieces to this puzzle, you just won't, right? But for those who dare to defy the status quo, for those who are driven by their purpose and are being pulled to greater, new challenges and new heights, and to be truth be told, no cap, this is for you. So really think about the leverage you have and how comfortable that makes you feel where you are. And really ask yourself, like, is that holding me back? What if I let that go? What does that mean? Leverage could very well be a thing or one of the things that is keeping you from quitting with confidence. If you are here with me live, do me a favor and type quit in the comments. If you are watching this on the replay, do me a favor and drop hashtag replay so that I know that you came back and watched this later, and I'll come through and show you some love as well. I want to remind you, if you are in this space and if anything that I've said has spoken to your soul, I want you to go to daniellethecoach.com/quit and watch my video where I share 3 secrets to quitting with confidence, even if you don't have a solid plan in place. It is my hope that something I've said here has made you even more uncomfortable, but that it's also made you kind of lean into possibility and also hold a mirror to you about what's really going on. Because do you really want to be in this same seat career-wise a year from now? Because let me tell you this, I'm so glad I did what I did and I took my leap when I did it, and I'm 2+ years in now. And I find myself here over the last few days just thinking, like, my goodness, I'm so glad I'm not just getting started. I'm glad I've gone through what I've gone through to figure out what I needed to figure out to get to where I am now. My goodness, if I was just getting started, I don't know if I would. Knowing what I've had to overcome mindset-wise, all of the things, right? It's a process and it's a journey. Start now. Do what it takes to figure out what you need in order for you to put together an exit strategy so that you can quit with confidence too. You can absolutely do it. You can absolutely do it. And if you're still not sure, I invite you to go back and watch parts 1 and part 2 of this series, and go to daniellethecoach.com/quit and check out that video on 3 secrets to quitting with confidence, even if you don't have a solid plan in place. That's all I got. Thank you so much for rocking with me today. I do hope that if you haven't caught all three pieces of the series, that you do go back and watch the other ones. It is my absolute pleasure to kind of dive in a little bit here today, and I will see you next time.